They called her Cinderella because she sat by the cinders in the fireplace to keep warm. Day and night she toiled for her cruel stepmother and two lazy stepdaughters. But do you suppose Cinderella was sad? Oh, not at all. She made friends with the birds who flew to her windowsill, with the chickens and geese, and most of all, she made friends with the mice. One day, the king of the country said to his Grand Duke, "My son, the prince, should marry, but first he must meet a girl he can love. We shall give a ball this very night. Invite every girl in the land." Oh, what great excitement there was in Cinderella's home when the king's invitations arrived. But the cruel stepmother said, "Only my two daughters can go. You, Cinderella, must stay home and finish your work." Poor Cinderella. She went to her room and buried her head in her hands. But suddenly, a beautiful lady appeared. "I am your fairy godmother. Bring me a pumpkin, and you shall have a coach to take you to the ball." The fairy godmother waved her magic wand, and the pumpkin became a handsome coach. Another wave of the wand, and Cinderella's friends, the mice, were immediately changed into prancing steeds. Once more, the fairy godmother waved her magic wand, and Cinderella's rags became a beautiful gown with tiny slippers of glass. "Off you go," said the fairy godmother, "and hurry, for the magic ends at midnight." When the prince met Cinderella, he immediately fell in love with her. All night long he danced with her. Cinderella was having such a wonderful time that she quite forgot the magic would end at midnight. Suddenly, the palace clock struck 12, and just as suddenly, Cinderella remembered. Without a word, she ran from the ballroom, but in her hurry, she left one of her glass slippers behind. Next morning, the Grand Duke found the glass slipper. He told the king, "The prince says he must marry the girl whom this slipper fits." "Then find her," shouted the king. "Find her at all costs." All day and all night, the Grand Duke and his servants traveled about the kingdom to find the foot that could wear the glass slipper. At last he came to the house where Cinderella lived. The wicked stepmother, afraid the slipper might fit Cinderella, locked her in a room and said, "The slipper will surely fit one of my own daughters." But when each tried the slipper on, her foot was much too big. Meanwhile, help was coming for Cinderella from her friends the mice. One on top of the other, they formed a pyramid. The mouse on top snatched the door key from its hook and passed it under the door to the waiting girl. The Grand Duke was about to leave, but suddenly, down the stairs came Cinderella. Quickly, she tried the slipper on. A perfect fit. In no time at all, she was on her way to meet the happy prince. Soon they were married, and Cinderella and her husband rode to their own palace in a golden coach to live happily ever after.